Welcome to the Beautiful Game. As always, I'm Blake here with Ferris.
He's back. Hola.
Yeah. And Ron.
It's good to have you back.
Oh, man, I'm so happy to be back. Long-time listeners, I've moved again. Short-time listeners, I've moved very fast, a lot in the last 3 years. So really, you didn't have to be that long. But I'm settled. I have a studio set back up where 90% of the things that I had before exist. I'll find the other ones. I mean, guys, there's been Christmas. The festive fixtures have happened. Yeah. Santa came and done went. Like
New Year.
It's a new frigging. It's 2025. There are still no mother scratching flying cars.
Not yet, and not with that attitude.
No, fair enough. And so tonight, we have another Beautiful Game episode, and I'm so excited to be part of it. 249. And I couldn't be happier to come back, despite some of the results of my lovely Arsenal. I'm so happy to be back for what? It's the FA Cup. It's back, baby. It is back. And of course, we play our now infamous game. What? It's the FA Cup. Sexta edición is what language?
It's Spanish.
Oh, there we go.
And it means sixth edition.
Love it. Thank you. Then we're going to blow the halftime whistle as the charmer of the cherries. Ooh, low blow. And the AFC of the ORL, Ron, shares with us all the news that's fit to drink and yet another edition of Ron's Beer News. And for the second half of the pod, there was plenty of other matches from the past weekend, this midweek, some that were today, as a matter of fact, as we record Wednesday of this week. From around the world of football, we're going to look at all those as we discuss a few of them in another edition of the La Liga's Roundup.
I'll charm your cherries.
Ron's froggy. He was on that whip ready to roll.
Yes, he was.
Gate. Apparently, we all just needed to have a rest and roll into the new year. But first, as always, it's called the Beautiful Game. So if it feels only fitting that we start with some beer. Ferris, you are up first.
Absolutely. And we've definitely had this brewery on before. It's Toll Road Brewing. And it's literally 15, not even 5, 10 minutes away from me here. I've lived in this place for the past year and a half. And for the life of me, I don't know why I don't go more often. I've been I've been to a few different times on the past Saturdays. Great beers that always come in. They also have some taps that continue to rotate, some guest taps. But it fantastic. So I picked up a beer there on Sunday. If you've been paying attention to our Untaps, I've already untapped it. So there you go. But tollroadbrewing.com is where you can go. And when you go to the our story and our team, they put the Toll Road team, and normally you have a headshot or they're in the brewery. Instead, they have the Funko Pop characters in a box of each of them.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they're all holding a beer. So very, very cool. David's the owner, Duane's the owner, and Melissa's the owner. And their tap room manager is Amanda, who's been there for years. She's awesome. She's great. She's normally there on Sundays when I stop by. But you can head there and see that. But what I have right now is a beer that they just retapped, and I have it in a 4-pack of cans. So I might have more than one.
Oh, Yale zip up little cooler.
Yeah, because I don't have one of those fancy little refrigerators like Ron has there. But you can tell it was just canned because it's in literally just a silver can with a sticker on it, and it was canned as of 1/11, so 4 days ago, and that's when they tapped it. I mean, it is the Struggle Buggy. It is a pre-prohibition lager, 5.6% ABV, 30 on the old IBUs, and I'm pretty sure I've had this before. But when I saw them post that they had this, and then they had a Japanese rice lager that they just tapped on Sunday, both fantastic. when I saw that they put that on their Instagram stories, I was like, I got to stop by. And this was the first beer that I had. Fantastic. It's awesome. So I just had to get some cans for the pod. They also have a lot of good food trucks that are there pretty much every day of the week. So again, you can head over to tollroadbrewing.com in Ocoee, Florida. If you ever get a chance, you're ever in this area, it may be a drive if you're staying at the theme parks, anything like that, but it is well worth it. A little brewery that has continued to thrive and continue to survive, especially amongst 4 or 5 different breweries that have now closed their doors over the past several months. So they are awesome. Definitely get out there and see them.
Sounds awesome.
I love you. Did a lager?
Pre-prohibition lager.
Well, and it's kind of like craft beer is weird because it kind of depends on who you talk to. There is an overall downturn in some things, but there, it's a very regional, and like making whip ass craft lagers is like such a popular thing.
And not easy to do.
I actually was reading a thing that was like, do you think the wave of really good but overdone hazy New England IPAs have led to the now rise of lagers? People are like, oh, cool, real crisp, clean, simple beer. And I think that is probably true.
I called that 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yes,
I think that's totally true. Well, I have a beer. It is not a lager, though, but I did swing something from the new state I now live in Pennsylvania. I went with a brewery that has locations from Pennsylvania originally. I was trying to figure out where the first one, actually, truthfully, it started in Baltimore before it came over to Pennsylvania, if you follow their whole history. But they're located now in Downingtown, Pennsylvania, Parksburg, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Kennett Square, PA, and Charlotte, North Carolina, I guess for good measure. And this is Victory Brewing.
Victory's got so many good beers.
Well, guys, my daughter had all this candy in her stocking for Christmas, but my stocking was like heavy and clanked around. And
that's awesome.
Up my stocking with beers, literally for the Brutiful Game Pod.
Awesome.
So one of them being from Pennsylvania, I'll show you the can, but I'm sending the picture because you really need to see it well. I think you know why Santa sent me that one. This is their wintertime stout because I'm still living in holiday beer territory.
Looks so
Look
good.
at that can art. With the called Layered Up with a cool fox.
I bet your daughter loved that one.
Yep. She goes, is that root beer? I was like, no, sorry, buddy. It's not root.
If only.
But it's a 6.5% wintertime stout. It is their seasonal called Complex Layers. Get cozy this winter with the complex layers of Layered Up. The smooth-bodied stout starts with a roasty richness followed by notes of dark, unsweetened chocolate and biscuit. This curious blend will have you ready to embrace the cold this season. This was brewed in Downingtown, PA, which I believe is their main hub. And I will say, I love living in Connecticut where I couldn't barely kick a ball without hitting a brewery. I'm in farm country in Pennsylvania, but geez, there's still so many freaking breweries here. And Ron, you can buy 6-packs now. You don't have to just go to the beer store.
And you know what? You can mix a 6 in Pennsylvania.
You can mix a 6. I went to the good old Weiss and it blew my mind.
God, Weiss. Oh, I haven't been there.
Man.
So much has changed since I lived in Pennsylvania for such a long time. You could only buy craft beer in a case.
Jeez.
And
There's all the thing you sent us.
The what?
Your little sticker.
Oh, the first one that I sent? Yeah.
Very good.
That was me, by the way.
That was you.
Share that online. Yeah.
I will not. It was delightful. Listeners, you'll have to use your imagination. It wasn't dirty, I promise. Okay.
No. It was holiday related.
Yes.
So the department that I'm in, just get a chance to do some fun things every now and again.
Ferris in a delightful red and white Santa themed negligee. It was beautiful.
I guess that's so scandalous.
Can't see the line, can you, Russ?
Sure can.
'Tis the season to be merry.
Well, that's my name.
No shit.
Yes.
It's a holiday episode. I knew we had to go that way.
Yeah. We're just doing old Christmas over here.
Yep.
So my beer was purchased at Christmas, but not really given as a Christmas gift. My wife went to the Great White North to visit her family right before Christmas. And because she's amazing, she brought back some beer from Canada that we've never had before, specifically to do on the pod. So, gentlemen, I give you a beer from the brewery that is named Refined Fool Brewing Company.
Say that 3 times.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, Refined, and they are from Sarnia.
You say Refined Fool?
Refined Fool, Fool.
Refined Fool.
Their tagline is "Foolishly Good Beer." From Sarnia, Ontario. I am giving a whirl to a beer called Big Sexy IPA.
I dance under that.
That's 100%. Yes, sir. Isn't Sarnia where we got the shawarma before the match that one time?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is the can art, gentlemen.
Isn't that fun?
It's like,
is that like a spaghetti Yeti?
It kind of looks like, some sort of Yeti who is dressed up in wrestling attire.
Yeah, that's what I'd call.
Pause. I'm looking this up. If spaghetti Yeti is not taken, we're writing our first children.
Copyright out of that right now.
You got
spaghetti Yeti.
So
that's amazing.
I'm going to give this a try. Their tagline for this beer: a sexy Westie with a frisky gust of citrus and a smooth velvety bitterness. 6.0 ABV. IBUs are 50 if you're following on the chart at home. And I've heard nothing but good things about this beer, so I am quite excited.
What kind of style IPA was it?
Just a straight IPA.
Excellent.
Because those are pretty rare anymore.
All right.
That's true, actually. That's why I was assuming it was something different. All right, gents. I'm excited for this Fox beer. It's been hard every week as my daughter goes, "How are the Foxes doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I mean, they
got Ruud Van Nistelrooy, though.
They did.
And not in his playing days, unfortunately.
No, not at all. They're trying, babe. They're really trying. Cheers, gentlemen.
Oh, poured mine in a
can glass.
No, they're called something.
The can
a mason jar-ish type glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ron, yours is like really pale.
That is wow.
Pale ale.
Yeah, the it looks more like a light lager.
Yeah,
it looks bronze. Yeah, copperish.
Like Pilsner, or something.
Well,
like that.
I think what you guys are seeing it through the warm light behind you.
Oh,
behind me.
yeah.
Okay. Yep.
But it's still quite clear to even give it that. Mine looks just like a lager.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers, gentlemen.
And Blake doing his can. Oh, it's so good.
Hoo. They are not lying when they say gust of citrus.
You guys can get Victory Brewing down there, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, this layered up.
I've seen it.
Box
I haven't seen that one.
It's good.
I tell you, they knew how to make beer before the Prohibition. So it's good.
This thing is like, it's like you never like the rich stout flavors, but you're like, it feels heavy. This is like the rich stout flavor, but it feels very drinkable.
Nice. This is very citrusy, but smooths out. They are right. It smooths out, and it's not very bitter at all. It's quite tasty. This is probably in the top 5 of IPAs I've ever had.
Really?
It's so good.
Damn it. Why didn't I show up there tonight? Damn it.
You were Mr. I'm staying late at work and I'm going to go home.
I got further drive.
It's cold here, man. Oh, looking in the house, I don't know how. I mean, you're probably a hell of a lot colder.
It's
5.
It's 51.
Yeah.
Well,
a-hole.
Hey, well,
It's cold here.
I was down in Coral Gables last week, and I was like, I'm in Coral Gables. Why is it 41 degrees right now?
Yeah.
What? No, it is like 18 degrees outside right now. It is pretty chilly.
Yeah, you got to speak.
Yeah, it was. I was going to do a lot of things outside today at work, and I went, I can wait.
Yeah. Maybe next time.
Ron, we have snow for the next like 2 or 3 days here, and they just had snow last week. That's pretty rare. That Central PA that much on top of each other. Yeah. My daughter's can be convinced it snows as much here as it does in New England. That ain't true. Mm-mm. All right, gentlemen. Shall we move on
to the
Premier League side of the world?
Nope. Sorry. Nope. I forgot to change that.
Nope. Oh, sorry.
Changed a lot of things.
It's
sorry.
Live edit.
Right, there we go. FA Cup. FA Cup.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. Why are you misspelling it? The FA Cup. And we will turn this FA Cup over to Ron.
No.
Wait, no, it's your turn over to me. But hold on. What animal was crawling behind you? Did you guys get a new dog?
Oh, that's Jackson.
Oh, Okay.
You probably like he's going through the
yeah.
Like
that's
over there. Yeah.
Okay.
Just Jackson. He likes this house. He can stretch out and be a lazy boy.
Listen, we've done this thing 6 times, and you hand it over to Ron. Well, Ron's not the host of this goddamn game.
But the host who writes the content definitely has Ron's name.
Oh, I did. You know what? That's fair. No, that is apt because we did the pod last week without you.
Ferris, remember?
Yeah. No, you're right. You followed the script.
I'm an actor. Yeah. I was an actor. I'm like Ron Burgundy.
Well, actually, that's supposed to be you. So technically, you should have passed it to yourself. But what I forgot to do was put shoot. You're gonna live edit the whole damn thing now. What the hell do I even do? Well, it's
for the holidays
and I do.
It just
falls apart.
You just had the wrong name in the wrong place, and we changed it.
Okay, well, hold on. Let me great googly moogly. So normally this isn't here, but let's correct this.
My favorite thing is
I'm so specific about this too, and you guys know that it'll drive me nuts if it's not done.
It's the panic in Ferris's face as if we're in front of a live audience right now. That's my favorite part. We literally could just edit all this out, but we're not gonna because
not anymore.
Hell no.
So like I said. Delicious beers. Now let's move over to the FA Cup. Ferris, over to you.
Thank you, Blake. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. What? It's the FA Cup. Sexty edition. All right. So if this is your first time, where the hell have you been? Because this is the 6th edition, for God's sake. This is the infamous game that is well known by all podcasting circles, by big pods, small pods, pods about soccer, pods about your grandma's TV shows at 1:00 in the afternoon. This is the game. Anyways, here's how it works. So, Ferris, that is I. I'm your presenter. I'm your host. I will read out 10 different FA Cup matches from this past weekend's third round proper. If you don't know, the third round proper is when the big boys, the Premier League clubs, get added into the mix. There's a bunch of games, a lot more than 10. I just only picked out 10 to talk about and play this game. So then, the 10th match that I read out is worth double the points. This is a game where the points can add up quick, but they really don't mean I will then give you what league and in what place one of the two teams is in. And then I will ask, what league do you think X is in? So what league do you think the other team that I have not said is in? And then I will ask, what do you think the difference in the number of league places between the two teams is? The closest to the whole, so the closest to the number gets the point. You get 1 point for each correct answer. So that is if you guess what league the team is in, and then the difference in the places. You can maximum get a 2 point for each. Highest number of points at the end of all 10 matches wins. What? It's the FA Cup. Sexty edition. All right. And real quick, so that everybody knows, and I know that you guys know this, or it's a friendly reminder of how the English Football Association goes in England.
You're so good at this. I was going to suggest we do that. Look at you.
Boom, done. All right, so the Premier League is the top tier in jolly old England. It is consisted of 20 teams. Every league that I'm going down next is all consistent of 24 teams. So the Premier League is the only league that has 20 teams in it. Every other league has 24. So after the Premier League, your next level, the second tier is the Championship. Your third tier is League One. Makes a lot of sense because it's the third in line, but whatever. Your fourth tier is League Two. And then you go into something called the National League. Now, that is of 24 teams. So you have 24 teams in the Championship, 24 teams in League One, 24 teams in League Two, and 24 teams in the National League. And then, after the National League, it gets split. And there's two other leagues. So you're basically your sixth tier, if you will. Your National League North, which has 24 teams in it, and your National League South, which has 24 teams in it. Everybody get that so far?
Clear as mud.
Beautiful. All right. Let's get the game going here.
And where, let's see. And with the Northern and Southern National Leagues, well, just Northern, that is the end. And then it falls out of league. Everything after that is non-league. Am I saying that right?
Correct.
Yep.
Or yeah, because you run into Northern League Division 2. No, okay. Yeah,
technically, it's non-professional because there are leagues in that, but they are not. They are non-professional leagues.
Right. All right. The first match will be going over. Now, the difference in league places. Some of these teams, especially when it comes to the Premier League, some of these places are off by maybe one or two because there was midweek games this week. So when I looked up a lot of this would have been from the table yesterday. So some of that may be updated, but any games played today that may affect some of the Premier League teams may not be there, but it'll be only off by one or two.
Well, considering the prize money is so huge, I'm really worried.
Nope. Fair point. You can either ask for VAR or submit something to the Football Association, whatever, and they'll
do
something
something running VAR. That'll depend on whether or not I
don't. We all.
I'm gonna sue. I'm gonna sue.
All right.
Charges
so your
leveled.
first match, you had Everton at home, and they played a lovely team called Peterborough United. So Everton won 2-0 in that game. They actually won a game, yes, and they are Sean Dyche now.
That's a whole other thing.
That is, and I don't believe David Moyes was a part of this game because he had been sacked just hours before. But
he was not. It was
an interim, correct?
It was like whoever below Sean. Yeah. It was It was the dude who does
Darren Ferguson
or something, right? Yeah.
No, sorry, Darren Ferguson. Darren Ferguson used to be an intern for Everton. He is now the head coach of Peterborough United. It was Leighton Baines, both former players of Everton, and Leighton Baines, a former left right back of Everton, took charge in this one. But David Moyes is announced as back with Everton after a long stint. He immediately went to Man United, didn't do so well. I think he went to Hammers at one point. He went to Southampton,
He's been
he
about
went to a few other teams. Anyway,
certainly been about.
Yes, he has. Anyway, so Everton we know are in the Premier League. I won't tell you what place they're in, but we know they're in the Premier League. Peterborough United, what league are they in, gentlemen?
I think they're League One.
Ron?
I agree. League One.
No points because you both are correct. So well done.
Nice.
And I brought up my notes up, and it immediately brought up January 14th, 15th of 2024, where I had tallied this game last. Didn't know it would do that. All right, so no points are awarded because you both got it right.
We got it right, though, Ron.
I know. So
Yes.
we each get 1 point.
But don't we get a special noise?
Is that it? Okay, well, you each get a point, and I'll give you to play the damn noise. Whatever.
Thank you.
Is that a good special noise?
I don't know. You played something that was like, you got it right.
Yeah, whatever. All right.
Go.
How's that?
I love it. Fight.
All right. So, I forget the rules. What? How many places do you think is between Everton and Peterborough? Everton once again in the Premier League, Peterborough in League One.
I'm going to go 52.
I'll go 44.
Wow. We have a draw.
What?
It is 48. So you each get another point. That is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, including your grandmothers. That's the first time this has ever happened on this Here There pod and this Here There What is the FA Cup game.
Usually we start wretchedly, so this is
yes. Because Ron, yours was 44, Blake's yours was 52, 48 smack dab there in the center. Well done, gentlemen.
Yeah,
reverse.
We're off to a good start.
But and we both got the league correct.
Yep. And again, with Everton, I don't know how they did. I think they won the other day, so that may have changed a little bit. But I actually believe that one's spot on because Everton, I took the table after Everton played yesterday, so should be okay.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to game 2. Wycombe Wanderers. Yes, the infamous Wycombe Wanderers 2. Portsmouth used to be in the Premier League a long time ago. 0. Gentlemen, you have a chance to get 3 points here. Because what league do you think Wycombe Wanderers are in?
I'm going League One again.
Okay.
I think they're League One, and I think Portsmouth is League Two.
For you, Ron?
So League One for Wycombe, and I think I'll mirror Blake on that one too.
Okay, so you each only get a point there because the Wanderers are in League One. Wouldn't you believe that Portsmouth got themselves all the way back up to the championship?
Dang, did they? Isn't that
yes, they did.
That, not Bob Iger. Who's the former guy who ran Disney?
Oh,
Eisner. Didn't he buy into that?
Something. Yes.
Yeah,
I believe you're right. So
all that mouse money.
Yes, indeed. So the Wanderers won by a whopping score of 2-0 over the championship side. What's the number of league places that you believe that those two are?
From each other?
Yeah. So the difference in the Portsmouth in the championship and the Wanderers in League One.
Who went first last time? Should we change who does the number first?
Sure, go ahead, Blake.
I don't remember who went first, so maybe I'm going twice around. I'll say 24.
Ron?
I'm going to say 30.
Blake gets the point, but he's not close by a minute. This is the lowest number of league places I think we've ever done on this. 4 places.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
You want to know why? Because
Well,
Portsmouth are 22nd in the championship. And the Wanderers are 2nd in League One.
Gotcha. Nice.
So they are only 4 places in between each other. So it was a bit of an upset, but kind of. All right. Third match. Liverpool. You may have heard of them. 4. Accrington Stanley, 0. And this was a fun one because there was, I don't know if you read the Athletic article where there is this case of this milk ad that was very popular, I think in the late 80s, early 90s in the Liverpool area. And one of the two that was in it is in jail or something now. I don't know. But it is quite interesting. But it is 2 basically Scouse kids that are talking about milk and Ian Rush drinks this, and who the heck's Accrington Stanley? And they say it in very Scouse, accents. So these two haven't played each other in ages. So kind of a fun one. But Liverpool, they are obviously first in the Premier League. What league do you think Accrington Stanley are in?
Do I go first for this one?
Sure.
So that you or you at least go first with the numbers, but yeah.
I think League 2. That's what
Blake?
I think League 2.
I'm trying to think if we had anybody crazy that squeaked through the National League. I feel like we did. I don't think this is it because it would be a bigger deal made about them playing the top of the Premier League. I'm going to go there near the bottom of League 1 to try and not tie a point with Ron, but just go for the goal and see if point.
Ron gets the point there in League 2. So we are tied up at 4 apiece. What is the number of league places between Liverpool and Accrington Stanley?
So, wait, League 1? That's what you said they're at?
League 2.
League 2.
I mean, sorry, 2.
I said League 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So am I first on?
Blake's first this time.
Blake first.
On numbers? Yeah. So, 28. So, I'm going to guess like, let's say 80.
Ron?
65.
I keep expecting to be like 80 and 1 cent.
Right.
Blake is closest. 87 places between the first team in the Premier League and the 19th place team in League 2.
God,
87 places. Blake gets the point.
Nice.
I
Good job,
love this
Blake.
game. Every time we've ever done this, I end up spending my night going to bed on my phone, like looking up all these teams.
Sure.
And stuff. I love it.
And there are a lot of other games that we could have pulled, but I just pulled 10. Chelsea, 5. A team called Morecambe. Or Morecambe. I don't have
Morecambe.
to say it. Morecambe?
Yeah.
Sure. Damn near killed him. 0. Chelsea be nowhere in the Premier League. And this is where it's going to be a little bit different because I think Chelsea got bumped down the other day, but it's about that. What league is Morecambe in?
Morecambe Mindy? Nanu. I don't know who's going to get that joke to listen to this, but God bless you if you do. Your knees hurt and your back probably doesn't feel great right now.
Ron goes first.
Didn't I just go first last time for
first this
teams?
week. I'll go first on the name, and then he'll go first on the numbers.
Whatever. Just for somebody to answer it.
Morecambe is in the National League.
Ron?
I only know because I watched the game.
Oh, okay. All right.
Sorry.
I see what you
It's a little unfair, but I wasn't going to say anything.
Whatever. League 2.
did. Ron is correct. We're tied up at 5 points apiece. All right. So what's Mr. Smart Guy? What's the number of league places there between at the time that I pulled this, which was Chelsea after yesterday's matches, I think.
So
Not today's matches.
let's say 85.
Ron?
So I'm gonna go 90.
Blake gets the point, but barely.
Damn it.
Once again, it was 87 places.
Oh, geez.
So you said 85, right?
Yeah, he gets it. He
And
gets
Ron
it.
said, if you said 89, we would have had a tie again, but we didn't.
When this is done, I need a recap of all the years past. I think this is the best one we've ever done so far.
These are, this is good. This is good. Again, that's probably changed a little. So Ron, you may be right now because I want to say, or Blake, you may be right because Chelsea, I think, bumped down a place or two on the table
Just
after
one.
these past 2 games. So
Just
you may have got it like dead on, Blake. All right.
We'll do this in case.
Ding, ding, ding.
Well done, sir.
Because Chelsea are in 5th, so you would have been off by 1.
Yeah.
I think because at the time I had Chelsea in 4th and Morecambe are 23rd in League 2, so the very bottom of League 2. All right, we're at the halfway point. 5th game, Exeter City 3, Oxford United 1. And I always like to watch Exeter City because many moons ago, I got Exeter City to the Premier League title with Matt Derbyshire, who's a really forgotten footballer, and Merriman Shamak on a transfer from Bordeaux at the time. And I got Exeter City all the way up in FIFA 15 to win the Premier League. But anyways, they won 3-1. I actually watched a bit of this game. A lot of fun. Again, you get an extra point here. What league is Exeter City in?
So name the two clubs again.
Exeter City and Oxford. What league are each of them in?
Wait, is this Ron on the first of this one?
I don't know. Somebody's answer.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Oxford
Yeah.
is National League, and Oxford is it
Oxford United.
Oxford United. Wait,
Not Oxford City. Oxford United.
okay, Oxford United.
Correct.
I'm gonna stick with the National League, and
Okay.
then Exeter is League One.
Okay.
Exeter is Championship and Oxford is National League.
Gentlemen, Ron gets a point because I think he said Exeter was in League One, correct? That is correct. They are in League One. Oxford United are actually in the championship.
Wow.
Yes, they are.
I would have
Okay.
thought it was the other way around, to be honest.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely they are. So, what's the number of league places in between those two teams?
So we had Championship and League Two?
League
League
One.
One.
League One, sorry. So I think I'm numbers first. So let's say, I don't know, let's say 31.
31. Okay, Ron.
36.
Blake gets the
God.
point. Not necessarily close, but there's 22 league places. And that is because Oxford United are 17th in the championship, so a little bit there towards bottom. And Exeter City are about mid-table-ish at 15th place.
Nice job.
So 22 league places. All right, moving on. Manchester City, 8. Salford City, 0. And if you remember, Salford City is the team that was started and owned by the infamous 99ers of Manchester United. So Nicky Butt and Neville and Scholes and Giggs and all of them own Salford City. So, gentlemen, what league do you think Salford City is in? Because we all know what league Manchester City are in for the time being.
Dot, dot, dot. Well done.
So, can you spell Salford?
Salford City. City. Can I use it in a sentence?
Yes.
Salford City lost 8-0 to Manchester City.
God, I hear that name and I just want to say it's National League, but I think it's probably higher than that. I'm going to say it's League One, and I just am not familiar.
Okay. Ron?
In the effort of not tying Blake on a point, I'm going to go League Two.
Ron draws it even at 7 apiece.
Oh.
League Two it is.
Whew.
All right. What's the difference in the number of league places, gentlemen, between Manchester City and Salford City? It is more than 8, so it's more than what they scored against them. I will give you that hint.
So I think that's you, Ron. Is that you first
Yeah.
for the numbers this go around?
Yeah. Taking my socks and shoes off so I can count.
I don't do the same thing. Okay.
I'm going to say I keep shooting high for all of these. So I'm going to say 57.
Blake?
League Two, we said they're in?
Mm-hmm.
75.
And what was your answer, Ron?
57.
Ron gets the point. 65 places.
Oh, dang.
65 places in between. That's because Man City, at the time of this, and I think that might have changed, We're in 6. So yeah, they're still in 6. In 6th place in the Premier League, which is different than they've been in years past, obviously, at this point in this game. Salford City are actually near top of the table, but top 4 of League 2. They are in 3rd place.
Ooh. Near the
All
promotion spot.
Yeah. So Ron is ahead by 1 as we go into the last 3 matches of the game.
I think this is the tightest competition we've had in the 5 previous years.
If it ever has been close, it's because we each have like 2 points.
Yeah, or I just gave you a point for something. I don't know why. All right. This was probably the upset of the FA Cup. Not really as much, but Brentford 0, Plymouth Argyle 1. What league are Plymouth Argyle in?
I think it's you just did the numbers first, right, Ron?
Yeah, so then I go for this one.
Oh,
the championship. My guess.
Argyle?
Plymouth Argyle.
Plymouth.
Yeah.
Plymouth Argyle. They are in the championship.
You both get a point. They are indeed in the championship. So what's the number of league places between Brentford, who lost, to Plymouth Argyle?
12?
18.
Ron? I'm sorry?
18.
Ron wins, but it's actually 34 places.
Wow.
Because Brentford, at the time that I pulled this, which would have been yesterday, and I think they still are in 10th. Plymouth Argyle, dead bottom of the championship in 24th.
Cool.
So I don't remember what you guys guessed.
I thought Plymouth Argyle was higher because I remember them being at a prominent point in the league. Maybe my brain just had it reversed.
So you said 18 or something? What
At
did you
18.
say?
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking that they were closer to the top.
So Ron said 18?
Yes. I preserved my lead.
Yes, you did.
By 1
by
point.
2.
Oh, 2.
By 2. I think it's 2. I don't know. I may have miscount. Pretty sure it's 2.
Okay.
Anyways, moving on. Yesterday's game, Millwall 3, Dagenham and Redbridge.
Effing Millwall.
0. Yep.
That's
0.
amazing.
So, gentlemen, Millwall, I'll give you this one, are in the championship.
Okay.
What league are Dagenham and Redbridge in?
Dagenham
and Redbridge.
Can you spell
Dagenham and little and symbol, Redbridge.
Dagenham and Redbridge? That is so English sounding.
Right.
Dagenham and Redbridge. Come on, chap. Dagenham and Redbridge.
It's like, yeah, meet them at the corner of Dagenham and Redbridge.
I know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that you or me? You.
League 2?
Okay, Ron.
We do not hear their name bandied about pretty much ever. So I have to say they are toileted in the National League.
You would be correct. Our first National League team on the game. So Ron gets a 3-point lead now over Blake.
Ooh.
And who did you give us? Sorry, you gave us Millwall in the
Millwall, correct.
and the
Ron,
champion.
I think you're only ahead by 2 now. I don't.
Okay,
Because you both guessed the championship for Argyle, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you won that game.
Yeah, I think I'm only ahead by 2.
I think you're correct. Yeah. So we have Millwall in the championship, and then, as we said, Dagenham and Redbridge in the National League. What's the number of league places between the two?
Me?
Yep.
Ron?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm going to go 79.
I'm going to undercut him
Oh,
for once. I'm going to go 72.
Ron pads his lead by 3 as it was 73 league places.
Oh, I was so close.
Really close. So Millwall are currently 14th. I believe so. Are currently 14th in the championship, and Dagenham and Redbridge are 15th in the National League.
What a great name. We got to
yeah.
look up the history of that name.
So like if you're doing this and you're thinking about it, right? It's League 1 is 24 teams, League 2 is 24 teams. So you know you're already at 48. Now it's just figuring out the National League has 24 and Millwall is 24. Where in the league are they to get to where we're at. So
their
good guess
stadium
there, Ron.
is called the London Borough of Barking and Dagenham Stadium.
Love it.
Absolutely love it.
What a great name. I got to fall down the well on their history.
All right. This was a fun one on Sunday prior to the big match on Sunday, but this was Tamworth against Tottenham Hotspur. And Tottenham won 3-0, but gentlemen, this is where we would have loved to have replays. Remember, this is the first year that replays in the third and fourth round, at least the third round, were abolished. So now you play the extra time, so 2 15-minute halves. In those 2 15-minute halves, Tottenham brought on some big guns like Son and Kulijevski and Solanke, and they won 3-0 in extra time. But they played at Tamworth. What a cool environment! It was on I still call it AstroTurf, but the artificial turf. The fans there for Tamworth were having a lovely chant. The Tottenham
what was it?
Manager. Wanker.
That's it. Yes. Yep. And he just turned and kind of looked at them like, bring it on.
All right. So we know what league Tottenham are in. What league is Tamworth in?
I think it's National League because everyone thought like he was going to get fired as the coach of Spurs before this game was over. Okay. I think National.
Yeah, because they left it late, right? They did. It
was in extra time that they won them. Yep.
Yeah, they scored. Did they score all 3 in extra time?
They did. Yes.
And the goalkeeper for Tim was amazing, and
he was great. He was great.
Job. He's a realtor or something. I can't remember what.
The player that won the player of the match, and I can't remember. I thought it was a defender because he did these like awesome moves and he controlled the ball so well in the game. But he's a construction worker by day.
Awesome.
And it's just awesome stories. And this is if you don't ever get a chance to watch the FA Cup, at least watch the third and fourth rounds. They're just brilliant. If you can watch anything earlier, which is a little bit harder to get over here, but if you can watch any of the first round and second round, they're fun. And it goes all the way through where like non-professional non-league clubs play, even in rounds prior to one and that sort of thing. But definitely always watch the third round, which is usually the first or second weekend of January. It's just so much fun, which is why we started to play this game, because half the time you turn on, ESPN Plus, and they're playing at like some farm town where there's people just standing alongside the pitch, and you can see, a cow in the background. You can see like a flat in the background. You can see somebody's like farm home. The stand is like 4 things up high. Like it's great. Definitely well worth it. But in this, playing at Tamworth, what is the difference in league places?
Hold on. We didn't finish our places. Our league portion.
Oh, didn't you both say National League?
Did I say National League?
Sure. Why not? You get a point. And so did Blake.
Okay. Can I throw this in here, by the way? It's their goalkeeper for Tamworth. I had to look something. I knew his name is Jasbir Singh. He's 4 years old, and his side job is like delivering sandwiches. And James Madison reached out to him to congratulate him after he was actually talking about how cool James Madison was.
That's awesome.
But yeah, anyway, so that was the goalkeeper who was holding the Spurs back.
That's awesome.
What was the match we were watching where the goalkeeper went and sold pies at halftime?
Oh, that was not Shrewsbury.
And then got canned because he ate a pie.
Yes.
They play this past week in the FA Cup. Let me look real quick.
I just remember us really.
I'll look that up while. What's the number of league places between the two?
So Tamworth.
So is that me? You went first on the league.
Sure.
So
was that for? Sorry, real quick. Was it Ainsville Town?
That might be
it.
Or were they another?
Might have been
story. Oh no, Mainsville Town beat somebody last year. I think that's what it was. I don't remember who that other team is.
Oh, Wayne Shaw. He played for Sutton United.
Sutton United, that's it.
Pie eating.
Samsonite, way off.
Pie eating. I love that you could look it up and if that's right where it takes you. Yeah. All the headlines are pie eating Wayne Shaw. Oh, jeez. Yeah, man,
I'm going to say 94 places.
Okay. Blake?
I'm going to say 85 places.
Ron gets the point. 96 places, our highest on this here, there, what it's the FA Cup game.
Oh,
Ron, you right now you have a 4-point lead. This is the bonus round where everything's like 400 times the points. So Blake, you could win here.
I forgot that's when this happens.
Yep. For the 10th and final game. Right. Arsenal won, Manchester United won. Manchester United wins 5-3 on penalties. Gentlemen, we know what leagues they're in. What's the number of league places between the two?
On the current Premier League table?
Yeah, and I believe it's still the same. Yeah. No, it's a little bit different based on some games, but go ahead. If you get it right based on the league table I'm looking at right now, great. If you get it right on what I put down by looking at it yesterday prior to Arsenal playing today, you can get points both ways.
8.
Isn't it like, I think it's like 13, like 13 or 14. I'm going to go.
How did you guys do? Or sorry.
I'm going to go 13.
Ron's closest, so Ron gets us early million points. It's 11 points when I pulled this yesterday. It's now 12 places between the two.
How did I think they hit pretty close?
Because Arsenal were in third prior to playing today where they won. They moved up to second. Man United play tomorrow, and they just are still in 15th.
I think in my head, you'd already had a game.
Yeah.
I forgot you're still in a relegation battle.
Yeah, hell yeah, we are, man. But we beat Arsenal. A whining, moaning, crying. Let's flop to the ground. If Hazard flops any harder, and if Arteta cries any harder,
they weren't.
Oh
flopping.
My god! And what a penalty given for that? Oh my god, Havertz, what are you doing? My god, had you dived any harder to the ground, you would have been buried under the freaking Emirates right now.
Hilarious.
And I didn't know we gave a red card or a yellow card to players for it was a bad decision to make that tackle. No, he barely touched the guy, and the guy jumped over him. Essentially flopped. Manchester United won. Advance. Continue to hold the FA Cup championship. 5-3 on pens. What is Raya doing? Bring back Ramsdale, they say.
Oh, no.
I don't think anybody's saying that.
Ferris says it. Because if Ramsdale had been there, God love him, he'd have boned too, or would never have gone to extra time.
Whoa. Listen here, champ. That's
no.
Oh man.
But you know, you don't talk. I know she didn't talk about Bruno Fernandes and his petulant boot throwing, but
okay, listen. If you get your boot ripped off by Gabriel Jesus, who then ends up going out of the game after whatever the hell he was doing,
he's got
steps
an
on his
ACL
boot.
injury.
It's 100% a foul, and your boot gets ripped off. It is frustrating as hell. So yes, he did what Bruno does. He got a little petulant, he got a little baby, threw his boot down. But you know what he did at the beginning of the second half? He hit top bins, top corner. What a goal. I mean, the only reason you guys even got back in the game is because a second yellow from Delot. Was it the stupidest decision to go into that tackle? Yes. But he was trying to pull out of it. Now, in fairness, had he not pulled out of it,
wow,
he probably would have gotten the ball and it would have been fine. But
yeah, if he hadn't second guessed himself.
Yeah, but he pulled out of it knowing he was on the card, but he didn't make any contact. He didn't go studs up. The guy jumped over it. It was a bad decision. I didn't know we were handing out cards for bad decisions. I thought we were making cards off of like the action or the result of it.
On the Man United fan over here.
And then 2 minutes after that, they're awarded a bull pen by where everybody's going. That's never a pen in any day. Then they score to make it 1-1 after Man United's down to 10 men. And then they try to even win them the game by giving a bull pen. And it gets stopped. Odegaard steps up, and the United goalkeeper, who was the Turkish kid, I'm not going to try to pronounce his name because I'm going to butcher it, did fantastic. A lot of saves, saved the pen, and it remained 1-1. United had to play basically an hour, a man down. So the 30 minutes in extra time, and then 30 or so in regular time, man down, and won 5-3 on pens.
That was a nice recap, but how did the FA Cup end up?
Ron,
what the people know.
Ron won. Ron had a 4-point lead going into this and was closest with the number of league places on the 10th and finest bonus points. So, Ron, you are what? It's the FA Cup. Sexta edition champion. I have to hum the rest because I can't. We're going to get sued or something. But congratulations, Ron, on winning the 6th edition of What the What? It's the FA Cup.
Yes.
And I have been your presenter, host, and savant, Glenn Michael Ferris.
Did you say and savant? Is that what you said?
Savant. I don't know. I made up something.
I love it. Oh, my God. All right. Well, I think that brings us to the halftime whistle.
It does indeed.
That
Gentlemen.
means it's time for all the news that's fit to drink with Ron's beer news.
Gentlemen, LA is burning to the ground. In case you haven't noticed.
I have 2 folks I know, man, lost, gone. Stuff, all their stuff's gone. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I am wearing my Man United Kristen Press kit, who resides out in that area. So plays for Angel City, who they've lost. Allie Riley lost her parents' home, the home that she grew up in. And it's terrible out there right now.
So the brewing community does what the brewing community does, and they started a benefit for those in the Los Angeles wildfires. Craft breweries across California and the nation are teaming up to offer support to the victims of the Los Angeles wildfires. The project, which is spearheaded by Common Space Brewery in California, invites breweries to brew their own beer and call it We Love LA, and donate all the proceeds to a few specific charities for to help fund the relief effort. We Love LA is a nationwide effort that brings the breweries and beer drinkers together to support the Los Angeles, people displaced by the Los Angeles wildfires in their time of needs. With every can and pint sold, we're raising money to help benefit the victims. Common Space Brewery is working with a ton of the nation's kind of providers for hops and cans and yeast and just everything you need as part of the brewing process. Breweries are going to get discounted materials so that they can brew this beer and make it a bit more profitable. And then all that money is going to get donated to relief efforts. Over 80 breweries in California are participating. 20 breweries nationally are participating, and 75 internationally are.
Oh wow!
Yeah, are and this
That's fantastic.
This has only been out for 2 days. This idea has been publicized since Monday. You can, if you want to learn more, you can go to Common Space, COMMONSPACE.LA/We Love LA Beer for more information on how you can participate. If you're a brewer or if you're a beer drinker, you can figure out what breweries in your area are participating so you can go help with the relief efforts.
I'm looking at the list
Fantastic.
of the American ones. It looks like the one in Pennsylvania here is Lost Planet Brewing, which I think we might have had them on the pod before. Is doing something. And then, you know what's really cool? Burial Beer Company from Asheville, North Carolina is doing it, which is wild because they've probably only been reopened for so long.
Yeah.
After the hurricane over there. So that's pretty cool.
So Absolution Brewing Company, which I've been to, is involved 5.5 Brewing, which I've been to, Frogtown Brewing, which I've been to, Highland Park Brewery, the California chapter of that is in, and Lincoln Beer Company, Lake Arrowhead. There's a ton of good breweries that are, that are part of this. So feel free to do everything you can to help, right?
That's fantastic.
Drink some beer for a good cause. And I think that's all the beer news we need to cover.
Yeah, and we just hope everybody is safe. You can replace a house, you can replace things, but you cannot replace people. So please, everybody, stay safe out there. Take care of each other, and we just hope it ends soon and you guys get back to normalcy, whatever that may hold.
Well, I think I may try to go find some because Lost Planet Brewing Company in PA, Ron, is just outside of King of Prussia.
That's what? They're in Royersford?
Raysford? Yeah. Royersford.
Oh, okay. I was in the region.
Yeah. I might have to. I looks like I'm bacheloring it. Is that the word for the weekend? So maybe I'll take a little field trip.
Nice.
See if I can not snag that beer.
In a year gone by, we would just be sitting around on the weekend playing Rainbow Six over the internet together.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man. Those games and those days are fun.
Yeah, and we're talking about Rainbow Six, the old one, y'all, not the.
What was the one we were talking about the other day that I played with some friends? It was a Tom Clancy one, but what?
Splinter Cell?
No, it wasn't Splinter Cell. It was The Division.
The Division.
Yeah, that game was fun.
Oh man, now I want to do an old school shoot 'em on the computer. That's what I wants to do.
Okay.
I totally lost where we were.
Yeah.
We are back out of halftime on the way to the footy.
That's right. Not just any footy, but the La Liga's Roundup. Ferris.
All right. I'm your presenter, host, and Savion. No, I'm kidding. We're going to bounce around between a few leagues. We're going to drop over to Spain, Saudi Arabia. I'll explain why here in a second. Germany is back, and then a lot of midweek Premier League action, which we were talking about there in the FA Cup. Not all games have been played. There's still 4 more to be played, or 2 more to be played between 4 teams, but we'll go over all that. When we're talking Spain, though, it was once again another Barca Real Madrid El Clasico in the Spanish Super Cup final. But you know where their final was played? Saudi Arabia. Similar to where Italy's that we talked about on the last pod, where AC Milan beat Inter. Both of those Super Cup finals are played in Saudi Arabia. You can go to the Athletic. You can go to other places to look at kind of why these games are being played there. A lot of...
Wait, Ferris, that rhyme with honey?
100%. What rhymes with Dagenham and Sasha. Sure. I don't know what. Hold on.
What?
I'm trying to think of something. What rhymes with sport washing? I don't know. I can't think of anything that rhymes with sport washing. Anyways, you can go and find out why some of these Super Cup finals. It'd be like the Caribou Cup, the Chapa Chupa Cup would be played over in Saudi Arabia, or the FA Cup final would be played over in. So this is kind of those leagues. So anyways, Barca once again for the second time this season destroyed Real Madrid by a scoreline of 5-2. Started off good, right? Mbappe 5 minutes in, goal, great, all downhill from there. It was essentially 5-2 I'm sorry, 5-1 by the time they got to half. You had a Lewandowski pen, Lamine Yamal goal, beautiful goal, by the way. Rafinha got a brace, and Balde, 10 minutes into extra time of the first half, added the 5th. Rodrigo got a goal in the 60th from a free kick because of a Chesney red card in the 56th minute. So Barca won 5-2, and you have to ask, this is the second time this season. I know that Madrid don't really have any right backs or left backs because of some injuries, and they're dealing with some things, but is Ancelotti on the hot seat? Because this is the second time this season where they've been absolutely demolished by their like big El Clasico, team that they just hate and they always go against, and brings in such huge numbers. Is he on the hot seat at all?
I don't think so. I mean,
yeah.
I think he's bought the credit for winning Champions League a few times and the Spanish title a couple of times. When you go to La Liga, they're only 1 point off the top place. Barcelona are farther down the table by 4 or 5. So I don't think he's in the hot seat. He's doing well. He's still got some things to figure out when it comes to the attack and balance. Mbappe's not having the best time. It's not terrible, but you can tell that they're not all settled. You can tell that not everybody's comfortable with their assignment, and not and the attacking portion isn't necessarily clicking as well as it should.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Yeah, because I don't think Mbappe has fit in well to the system, because he's more of a left wing than he is a striker, and who plays on the left wing for them? Junior.
Vicinius Jr.
Vicinius Jr., who is, in the past few games, has been worse than Bruno when it's come to his temper and baby type attitudes on the bench. He kicked a ball down the tunnel that hit a few players and staff and people behind the scenes in this game. He got sent off in the last game. He's just not having a good time as of late. But I asked, is he on a hot seat? Because for me, a Barcelona Real Madrid El Clasico is similar to what's going on right now with the college football in an Ohio State versus Michigan type deal, where Ryan Day of Ohio State's lost 4 times in a row to the hated team up north there. Now, he's made the college football playoffs. They're doing quite well. They're going to be playing the national championship. But there was a lot of talk of him being on the hot seat, because although he's had these great seasons, these 10-plus win seasons, but if they can't beat their bitter, near in town, up north, you can't beat your team that you've played 147 times together against each season. That is your season. You circle that game on your calendar. You combine that with not the best play so far in the league. Madrid aren't playing the best, to your point, Ron, and now they can't beat Barca, who's having to pull economic levers, who can barely get players registered in time, and yet they've gotten demolished. I think by an aggregate of 10 to 2 or something in these games. It's something insane like that. They play one more time, I believe, this year in the league, but he's not even saying good things in the media. He's kind of just blasé about it. I'll say blasé, but he's just he seems like he's just been beaten up this year and kind of just defeated on every type of interview that he gives. So that's the reason why I kind of ask, is he going to be, or is he on the hot seat at Madrid? I think
he's going to, no matter what happens in the rest of the season, if they come in second or third, it's not going to be looked favorably, but I think he's going to survive the summer. If it doesn't go well in the first quarter of next year, then I think he's really going from the frying pan to the fire. But I think right now he's bought enough credit with Real Madrid to keep him moving.
Yeah, I'm inclined to go with you on that, and I think he at least sees to the end of the season. If they lose again like this to Barca and they play again against each other,
also you got to think that this is like the derby of derbies for Spain, right? And so
and the world. This is up there.
Any given year, one team has the number of the other team, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so in the league, Barcelona has lost 3 more than Madrid, and Barcelona has been far more. They have far more they're far more inconsistent, right? So,
see, I was going to completely agree with you guys, and then I thought, no, I don't, because that makes a lot of sense. And this is a league where you can win the league and they'll can you right afterwards. So I'm like, everything you're saying makes total sense, and I, on a logical level, completely agree with you. But also, that league can be funny, and so I don't know.
I think the term you're looking for is passionate.
There you go.
Yes. Yeah. Circle this on your calendars, though. May 11th, Sunday, May 11th, El Clasico, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Barca versus Real Madrid. That's 4 games to go in the Liga season, so that could be a huge, huge game. So that's where I say, if he loses another one like that, that's at the end of the season. That could really help you with where you're going to seed in the table. He loses another one in a similar way, he could be sacked before the end of the season for sure.
And it should be noted, ex-Chelsea player Conor Gallagher is cruising with Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, we watched the first half of their game a few weeks back, Ron. They were playing, was it Barca? And they were down. Yeah, they were down 1-0 at half, and then they came back and soared and won 2-1 in a late goal by DePaul. So, yeah, they're playing quite well. And they, to Ron's point, they're 1 point ahead of Madrid with a plus 22 goal difference. 5 wins on the bounce in the league. All right, moving over to Germany. They've had some midweek games that have taken place. Won't go through all of them, but just in kind of, or they've had weekend games and they've had midweek games. Won't go through all of them, just give you some highlights there. My team, Borussia Dortmund, has lost twice. Friday, and they lost yesterday. They lost 3-2 to Bayern Leverkusen last Friday, and then they lost 4-2 to Holstein Kiel 4-2, which I don't know if you guys saw today, but another U.S. soccer player is on his way to Germany. Plays for the Red Bulls. I'd have to look up exactly. It's not Tanner Testament. I'm not sure, but Holstein Kiel won 4-2. Other matches, Bayern won on the weekend by Harry Kane pen against Borussia Mönchengladbach. And then they won. They won 5-0 against Hoffenheim today. So they are top of the table, and they are they're 4 points ahead of Bayern Leverkusen, who's keeping pace. They won the last 5 in a row. And then to round out your top 4 real quick, Eintracht Frankfurt and RB Leipzig round out your top 4. And it has to ask, if Bayern can continue with this and continue this lead, will Harry Kane win his first domestic league trophy?
No, he's cursed.
I know, man. I want to say, sure, but he needs to break the curse. If he could do that, good on him, and the curse is broken.
He's the
then the Spurs will try to throw all the money they can to get him back. Maybe I don't know.
He's the golden.
I don't
boot
want
right
Bayern
now,
to win, but I think they are going to win.
Vincent Kompany just crushing it in his first real coaching job.
Yes, he is.
Your New York Red Bulls person is named John Thou Shalt Not Pass Tolkien.
John Tolkien. Yes, that's right. That's right. Thank you for getting me on that one. All right. We're going to end the pod with a little Premier League talk as it returned midweek. So we had the FA Cup, where a majority of the teams, or I believe all the teams, played in the FA Cup. And because of just a lot of games this calendar year, because of the FIFA Club World Cup, they're just shoving them all in between. So a lot of midweek games. A few highlights from that today. You had Arsenal beating Tottenham 2-1 in the North London Derby. So that's the second time that they've now played, with Arsenal winning both of those. Newcastle United won again, and ASIC won. They won 3-0 over Wolves today. Yesterday, you had a very fun match. First and second in the table, Liverpool against Nottingham Forest. Forest got on the board early in the 6th minute by our pod favorite, Chris Wood, who just nutted one in. And Liverpool in the second half got one back to make it 1-1. You had the Graham Potter. Yes, I said Graham Potter. And he is with West Ham United.
Yep.
And they get into a shootout with Fulham, 3-2. And they hang on. They actually had a 2-1 lead and then made it 3-1 before Obi got his brace, but they held on to it 3-2. So the Graham Potter effect in full swing. And then Man City had a 2-0 lead over Brentford, but it was at the G-Tech, which means they're pretty damn good at the G-Tech. And in the 92nd minute, Norgard slotted one home to make it 2-2. And as said in the intro to the pod, Bournemouth were doing quite well, and they were up 2-1 over Chelsea. But who would pop up in the 95th minute of play to make it 2-2? The non-injured Reece James. Unbelievable.
Well, he's only not injured for a little bit.
Yeah, it's okay.
I hope he stays healthy, but his track record shows he does not.
But I am glad he got a goal in this one.
Yeah.
There are still 2 games to be played tomorrow to round out this match week, which would be kind of match week 21 for everyone. We're kind of in that realm. There's a few teams that have played a few less, but Ipswich Town play Brighton Hove and Albion tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Manchester United take on bottom of the table, who they're in a relegation battle with, Southampton.
This is we're past halfway of the season, and this means it's going to start getting real crazy.
Squeaky bum time.
It
We're getting
is
there.
Nottingham Forest league to lose.
Right?
You're not right. So real quick, I'll kind of run through at least the top 6.
Come on, we were freaking out while they were ahead. My God, they could have pulled that off. Like, man.
So they were in second. They are now down to third, but you have Liverpool in fourth on plus 28 and 47 points. 4 points behind them is Arsenal in second on 43 points. And then you have Nottingham Forest on 41 points. That is your top 3 in that order. Newcastle United back in the top 4, and rightly so. They've won 5, 6, 7, 8 in a row. And they are on 38 points. And then Chelsea sit in that Europa League, which will probably be your Champions League spot, in the fifth position on 37 points, 2 points ahead of Man City. So the draw didn't necessarily help either of them. Villa, Bournemouth, Fulham, and Brentford round out your top 10.
Man, do you really think, like, if we end up with a season where Man City doesn't have a European slot, that'd be awesome. I mean,
it's pretty unlikely, but
I mean, Ron, you say that, and then Nottingham goes and like plays Liverpool 1-for-1. I mean, like, and Newcastle looks good. Chelsea, you guys have been doing good.
No, yeah.
Like, I mean, I know that it's been a lot of draws and lately, but like, I mean, I don't know, man. It could happen. Let it please be the beautiful cherries that knock Man City down to like they take
or
their
Villa.
Like last year.
I'll even take Villa.
Yeah.
Chelsea's still a mid-table team who was punching above their weight for a few weeks.
And what about the Spurs? I mean, City gets all the talk, but guys, they're in 13th.
Yeah, they're 2 points. I mean, if United win tomorrow, they're going to pass Spurs.
Do you know what
move all the way up to 13th?
at 15th place, Man United has at least won one of their last 5 games. Tottenham's lost, draw, lost.
Mm-hmm.
They have been dire.
Well, which is weird because
they've been dire.
Tottenham they've lost to Liverpool 6-3. They've lost to Forest 1-0. They drew with Wolves 2-2, lost to Newcastle 2-1, and then lost today to Arsenal. Where United haven't won in their past 4 in the league. They've lost to Bournemouth. They've lost to Wolves. They've lost to Newcastle, and they've drawn with Liverpool. But they've drawn with Liverpool. They beat Man City, and they just beat Arsenal and knocked them out of the FA Cup. So we'll see what they do tomorrow against the bottom of the table team. But if they keep a fifth of the fight that they've had in those 3 games, and they will, and they should beat Southampton tomorrow, who are only on 6 points, minus 32 goal difference, and they're pretty much down. They've only won 1.
Is the wanker in the hot seat?
Him?
And
No, I think he's good for this season, but
I mean, his seat's getting warm.
He is. It's absolutely warm.
I'll tell you what, they play Everton next. If that's a draw,
but Everton are going to have who, I believe, behind the bench? New manager bounce.
Moyes.
Yeah.
David Moyes.
Which I don't know is
Oh, for them? Absolutely it is. You forget how good
relax.
Moyes
You don't
was
even know where I was headed.
That's fair. I jumped the gun.
Jeez.
I'm on my second pre-prohibition lager.
This
is before they broke down the doors and smashed all the kegs.
Yeah. I think it's fair that everything you need to know about Dyche leaving is in the Everton statement.
Yeah.
How cold and, dare I say, corporate that statement was.
New owners, too, which we talked about on the last
There was no, we wish him well, thanks. He did so much for the club. And I think he gets the short end of the stick on that, considering he kept Everton up under 2 points deductions. The back office, owners trying to sell, new owners trying to take over, craziness of the stadium being built, all that stuff. And he manages to keep them up. And then he goes to them and says, I think that this is probably my race run. And then they kind of pan him in that corporate statement, right? It makes sense for the Friedkin group to come in and put in Moyes, who Everton really did well under Moyes. But the Premier League is a different place than when he managed Everton before. And you have new ownership who aren't going to spend a dime. There's no room for them from a PSR standpoint to spend a dime in January. So good luck keeping them up, because that's going to be the hard part.
Real quick, speaking of, I'm surprised you didn't bring this up, but the PSR news, the clubs avoid profit and sustainability charges for the 2021 through 2024 period.
Right.
Just came out in the news yesterday. So all clubs kind of survive between those 3 years. There are clubs that are close. I think there was like 6 clubs that are close.
There's no survival.
Those.
They actually did what they were supposed to do.
Yes, but they were close to breaking those rules. But we're not going to see at least when it comes to PSR, we're not going to see any sort of point deductions for teams this season,
or charges or anything like that.
Correct.
Yeah. So Everton getting rid of Dyche, or Dyche leaving and Moyes coming in, isn't an absolute, right? There's still a lot of problems going on at Everton that the manager may not be able to solve, no matter who it is.
Absolutely fair. But I think that new manager bounce could help them and propel them a little bit further away from the relegation battle where they're at. If they can get 2 or 3 wins on a bounce, they can move all the way up to 12th.
Good luck. Where the goals coming from?
Yeah, correct. No, I understand that. But David Moyes has a way of just dealing with things. And look at how, like, West Ham thought the grass was greener by not having Moyes and sacking him. And they just fired a coach within less than 6 months and brought in a former Brighton Chelsea manager.
Yeah.
So the grass isn't always greener with Moyes. It certainly wasn't for Man United. And granted, he followed Sir Alex, but Van Gaal didn't do a whole lot better after that.
Yeah.
You know, so
I'm just saying
he's
that
not a bad manager, and he's very good in this league. And for Everton, where he did so well, I think that's going to provide somewhat of a boost. And that boost may be what Sean Dyche did last year and helped to keep them safe.
Well, didn't they just lose their first match under him? Under Villa?
No, because he wasn't behind the bench. As we said in the FA Cup, that was the first game we covered. Leighton Baines was behind the bench, who I think's on the staff. Yeah. Okay. And he used to play under Moyes.
Right. Going to be interesting.
The guy back.
Say what? Sorry.
See him back.
Yeah. It's nice to see him behind the bench. And that has been your La Liga's Roundup.
Love it. This is a fun one, gentlemen.
Yes, it was.
I've had a good time with this one. I always love a good what the FA Cup. What an excellent game that you invented.
At some point I did.
We've done it 6 times, and it's definitely the first time every time. We
got to trademark it.
Yeah, we do need to trademark it. As we wrap this up, our beers of the pod, I had a seasonal beer from Victory Brewing in Pennsylvania called the Layered Up, a Wintertime Stout with an adorable little fox and his little hat on the can. Ferris, what'd you have?
From Toll Road Brewing here in Ocoee, Florida, I had the Struggle Buggy. It's a pre-prohibition lager, 5.6%. Fantastic. I'm already on my second one.
And Ron?
From the Refined Fool Brewing Company in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada, I had Big Sexy IPA. And God, it was good.
Yeah, I'm a little jealous of that. That sounded very good.
Easily top 5 IPAs I've ever had.
Ferris, do you have a top 5 Zlatan quote? You put together a lot of content for this pod.
I did. I don't have a quote. I do just want to say where Zlatan used to play for the LA Galaxy. Used to play out there. Just again, hope everybody, if we have anybody out there that's listening to this pod, we just hope that you're well, you're safe, family, pets, all of that is safe, and hope that you return to somewhat normalcy soon. So please, everybody out there, just be safe.
I have a fast Zlatan quote, which encapsulates the body of Zlatan, and through channeling him and channeling my inner Zlatan is how I won the it's the FA Cup.
Okay.
And the comment is, or the quote is, I can't help but laugh how perfect I am.
That's a t-shirt right there.
I'm pretty sure we've done that before, but you know what? Give yourself a pat on the back and one of those fake applause things on the board.
I mean, the man's perfect.
And he'll let you know it.
Yes, he will.
It would also be perfect if you would tell folks about this pod you're listening to, or rate and review us on whatever podcatcher you listen to us through. Let us know if you do. We'll try to get some sticker or something in the mail over to you. Yes, Mr. Ferris?
Blake, can you let everybody know what the Blue Sky is? Because I want to sign up for it, because I've been hearing a lot of soccer folk on there. What is our Blue Sky?
Oh God, hold on. I should have had that prep.
You usually have it. I'm like, he's been the one telling us, hey, guys, follow us. It's great. We got to do it.
Yeah. Follow us on Untapped. I just had a really great Delirium Black beer today. I just threw up on the Untapped. If you want to see what we're drinking, and we are now also added the Blue Sky new sort of like it's kind of old school Twitter social media, and on that we are. It should just be at Brutiful Game to find us, but technically it's at brutifulgame.bsky.social. But if you search for us at Brutal Game, you'll absolutely find us on there. And people have been, it's the football side of things is growing, and I do have some fun conversations on there, match days and stuff. People like jumping in and chiming in on things. I think I mentioned it one time. We helped some guy get his router reset because he couldn't watch. We was having struggle watching a thing, and it was just delightful watching everybody chime in. Hey, try this, and like asking what his internet service provider and stuff was.
That's
but yeah, so getting a little more active over there. Please, more people that like other teams. Arsenal got on there very fast as far as Premier League is concerned. Everybody, it seemed like Chelsea was kind of the second one to kind of get in and going. So the more, the merrier to get the conversation going. And I'm not knocking X, but I haven't had to deny 42 fake porn bots in the last 2 days off
That's
of Blue
fair.
Sky. So far, I'm enjoying.
Like, I just accept them.
You just stop sending those wrong.
I just accept them. Who cares?
Can you zap us our login stuff whenever you can?
I
Thank you.
absolutely will. As I go back and go, how did I even do it?
Going back to our text, I'm like, I don't see you actually included a password. You told us what the handle are so I can follow us, but
Clearly, Blake did not listen to the last pod.
Oh, did you guys talk about that?
We talked
Zap
about
us.
zapping.
Oh, I think at the end of the pod I said, and as Blake would say, zap us on, Untap, the socials, the Instas, the Facebook.
I have no idea where I heard that first, and it got into my lexicon for zap me a message, zap me a text, zap me on the phone. I've always said it. No clue.
You know what though? This is how long we've all been friends and have chatted and texted and just talked on a regular basis. I have said that before in regular life, not associated with anything we're doing on this pod before. And I always think of you. I'm like, why did I say that?
Mine is if I go 100%, I go, oh God, I said it just the way Ferris does, in the same cadence and everything.
I didn't know I did that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
100%.
It's a certain way.
That's true. Yeah. Okay.
It's a certain way you say it, and if I say it, it comes out that way. Every time. Hey, look, I just moved. I've been working on things. I don't have a ton, so I'm relying on some good old classic football jokes. Ron, how many Man United fans does it take to change a light bulb?
I'm gonna fans.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the same amount as the soccer team because 9 of them have to complain about it. One of them has to flop around on the ground, and then one is actually going to do the work.
Throwing his shoes. You know what? You may have rewritten your own that I also appreciate, but the answer is none. They just sit around talking about how good the old one was.
Oh, well done. Well done. Well done. Well done.
Give you a little, I'll give you a little bit of an applause on that one.
I think Ferris will appreciate this one. Oh my goodness.
Well done.
This was a fun one. I quite enjoyed this. Cheers, gentlemen. Love the beer. Cheers
to the game.
The brutal game. London is red, but United beat them and knocked them out of the FA Cup because they cheated. No, they didn't. The ref tried to cheat for Arsenal. And never happened. And the goalkeeper for Arsenal just died the same way just because he felt like diving the same way for no good reason. He really didn't even do anything. He just dove one way. I could have done that. He actually would dive before the guy even got near the ball. Yeah, I know. It was really weird, wasn't it? It was infuriating. Yes. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.